So like,
I've just got a bloke I know supports Arsenal. Just sent a very Spursy for some reason.
it's just written the word very
Just
Spursy.
now, which is a bit weird because Tottenham lost, last night, yesterday. So what's happened? Conte hasn't walked, has he? That would be Spursy.
Oh, good. Right, let's start this pod. Here we go. Welcome all.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to James and Flav for now. We are live and or direct. Flav looks constipated. Are you all right?
Well, no, it's just really loud for some reason. It's just like my eardrums have burst in.
Apologies.
That's fine.
I can back off.
Energy, isn't it?
I can show energy from back here at a more reasonable sound. Does that work?
No, don't do that. I just turned my mic down. I was probably, turned. That's too expensive. Don't know.
Where to begin? Where to begin in this hour?
We can begin with. Buy anything nice today? It's Black Friday.
Wow.
You got gold earrings. I know you're successful, but you've got gold earphones.
I need to do that, don't I? I need to get that sorted over Christmas. Bling it up a bit, just so people are aware that I'm over 100k these days. Maybe that's the thing to do. Oh, banana time! Banana time. Welcome, welcome banana. And welcome, Slugs. Where do we start?
Really eating into the mic. Are you actually doing that? Look, Slug laugh.
Did you choose that cup, or did that cup choose you?
No, I use it regularly. It regularly. People who don't know, this is our merch. That's the standard of it.
Yeah, everyone's like, where can I get this? I'm desperate to get the merch.
I don't know. I can't remember. I think it's on. Where can you get it? I don't know. There's a little slug in there as well.
Don't worry about
it. Don't know.
Right. Welcome everyone to James and Flav for now. Hope you're all very, very good. Where to begin? Because the tabs on my computer right now are insane. I've got ex-England internationals holding spoons and spag bowl. I've got someone being sick on one of these tabs from last week's buffet chat.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
But I'm going to start here. Let's start here. Antonio Conte says he's not a magician and now understands the size of his job and his hands at Tottenham after he suffered a humiliating Europa Conference League defeat at NS Mura. He said
it was bad.
Some great comments in here from him.
Go on.
After 3 weeks, I'm starting to understand the situation. I'll give you the quotes, and I'd love to know. You read between those lines. You know more than me, and you tell me what does he mean by that? After 3 weeks, I'm starting to understand the situation. It is not simple.
Our players are not good enough. We haven't bought well enough, and he should have seen that. I mean, surely you'd know that before. We all know that. We're not thinking when Conte come in. Not a single Spurs fan was going, "Oh, that's great because he's going to turn this team into a title-winning team." We said, "That's great. He's coming because we're going to spend money." That's what this means. No one thought, "Well, we're good enough to win the league or challenge for the league just by bringing Conte in." It was just an indicator from our perspective, or hopefully, Levy could still not spend, but he has to. It's clear. And losing to Mura.
Yeah.
Is it Mura or Musa? Whoever it is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, go on.
It's humiliating and it's an awful result. But we didn't learn anything there. It was the same situation. Situation throughout the whole.
He's starting to understand the situation.
As a man of his footballing intellect, he should have known that.
He should have known what he was walking into. I mean, yes, I don't think anyone's expecting to win the league. What about the Europa Conference League? Could you hate this competition anymore?
No, I absolutely couldn't. We were talking yesterday, and what we were saying, while we never want Spurs to lose, this means absolutely nothing. This competition, winning it means nothing. Yeah, I couldn't give a shit if we won this competition.
If you don't go out, if you don't make it out of the group, will there be sort of quite a lot of sort of sweet release?
For me,
yeah, we'll just be like, oh, thank God it's over.
Oh dear, we don't have to do it. We don't have to go to Slovenia, and
it's beautiful, apparently, Slovenia. So steady.
I know. I'd happily holiday there for sure, man. All that region of the world is beautiful. But their poxy little football teams do my head in, and it's just a pain in the ass competition. It should never have been made. It's fantastic for Mura or Rennes or clubs that they're going to enjoy playing Tottenham. They're going to enjoy going to Tottenham. They're going to benefit financially from it. But Spurs, it moves us not a single inch forward, even if we win it. All we get is qualifying for the Europa League. Don't even fucking want to be in that shit competition either.
What does it look? What looks worse? And I can't believe I'm going to say this: not winning it and just still being trophyless, or not being trophyless, but it being that trophy. And someone, what's sadder, not having the trophies, or a Spurs fan using that competition as no, actually we've won the Europa Conference League. Because I did this. I remember.
It's like Pompey lauding it because they won the Checkatrade Trophy. No one gives a shit.
But I remember owning the playground back in the day because it was November and Clark Carlisle won Britain's Brainiest Footballer on ITV, and I was like, how many trophies have you won this year? How many trophies has your club won? 0. Well, QPR, Britain's Brainiest Footballer. So shut up. Yeah. So that's
look, it's not,
that's something to look forward to. If you could just sneak through.
Well, I don't think we will. But because
I love that Conte's got to a point where he's exasperated enough to go, I'm not a magician. I'm not a magician. What do you want me to do? I wish he had an English accent. Because when he was doing his post-match interview, he gets asked these questions. Of course, things get lost in translation. He's not got as many words available to him. But him going, when he gets asked a question, he goes, answer the question. It's like white noise, where he's in a monologue going.
Yeah, because he knows how. Look, there are people out there, journalists out there, that make their career is quotes. That's what they do. They find quotes and then they build stories around them, and sometimes those stories are bullshit. But yeah, he said, "I am happy here. I'm happy to stay here," which in his head he's about to say, "I'm happy at Tottenham."
For now,
but in translation, you can write an article around that saying Conte is considering whether or not Tottenham's the right place for him, when he actually meant, "I'm happy to be at Tottenham." But or maybe he's looking at it going, I can't fix this. I am not a magician. He said we need players, and that's the thing. Like, if you want to spin it, and you're always going to spin it if you want to be happy in your life, is these type of results, though they're difficult to take, force Daniel Levy more than ever to refresh the squad, which is something we want. That's all Tottenham fans really want at this moment, is more money thrown at the problem.
Just throw. I think that's the important thing. We can X's and O's. I love the tactics of the game, but just throw the money at it. We used to do it with Mourinho. We said it with Mourinho. Just shove it down. This is the passion's not there. I don't think it's the girl.
Yeah, it's some money then.
I don't think it's the job.
Look, we bought in Paratici. We bought in Conte. And you can't imagine that those two gentlemen were brought in to fix the problems in the current squad when it's clear that they're not good enough to, Spurs should be in that conversation with Liverpool, with Chelsea and with Manchester City, given that we were in that situation, in that conversation not too long ago. So we've proven that we can do it if the right decisions are made. bringing in Conte is the right decision, isn't it? Because of his track record of doing well, but he does like a little spend up. And that's the part that's missing. Liverpool spent really well. Chelsea spent incredibly well. When they had their fallow period and not been able to sign a player for a transfer window, they went out and spunked it all on quality players. And even Werner, although he's a bit of a laughing stock, he shouldn't be really because he is a good player. Certainly better than Lucas Moura. So it's about now investing so that we can be a part of that conversation again. No one's expecting Tottenham to win the league under Conte. It'd be a hope, but this league's so strong. It's only one team can win it, and all 4 teams in the top 4, actually top 3, are good enough to, but only one will. As is the nature of it. So what I'm saying is that there's no.
So you're telling me only one team's going to win the league this year? Interesting.
Although that sounded stupid, what I meant was that. What I meant to say was that you can't pick apart, or you can't separate those 3 teams. Every one of those would be a worthy winner of the Premier League. And when there's 3 teams that good, Spurs would have to move mountains to get into that conversation. But we can do it with the right investment. We've got the right man at the helm and the right connections in Paratici. And Daniel Levy stepping back and just saying, here's a checkbook. Maybe we can be back in it again.
We still believe. At this moment, the level at Tottenham is not high. Just wanted to get that out there. It is not simple because in this moment, for sure, the level of Tottenham is not high.
Well, how many players would you put into that Chelsea team? What player at Spurs currently would get into Chelsea's first 11? How
many players from Spurs could jump this important gap to the top teams? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying right now. Tell me one player that gets into the Chelsea side.
Yeah, well, I think the important thing is that we must not be scared. They're there to work and improve the situation because it needs improving. Who would make it? Kane obviously makes it.
Does he?
Kane's son.
Right now? Do they?
Yeah.
Really?
Do you know who's good? That Sanchez lad's a baller, isn't he? He's a good player, isn't he?
What, the bloke, the Davinson Sanchez? Oh, you're a fucking laugh. Look, right now, as he's saying, it's not good enough. We're not good enough. We're better than what you saw last night, for sure. Because, we saw a similar team turn it on Leeds in the second half, albeit depleted Leeds. So we've got it in us, and it will be fine. It'll be better than it is now. But yeah, currently on form, we're so far away from that conversation. It's unreal.
How many games? Come on. In the chat, let us know how many games has Conte got to save his job. How many would he have to lose on the spin? We love this game. Always like to play this one. Let us know how many you would say. Also, guys, do me a favour. Do 2 things. First of all, I've got a live stream later on today. Come and watch it at 4 p.m. Links in the description. And can everyone like the stream, please? That would be very much appreciated. 7 in a row, says Ollie French. 3, says Stuart Rea. So maybe I'll change the title of this. Conte's got 3 games to save his job. Is that what we're saying?
I think 6 or 7 on the bounce would see him lose his job. Would see
how much money would you have wasted on losing managers if he had to go? If he had to go,
I think. Do you know what? I don't think there's no point. Like, what do you do? We're not going to get relegated, so you'd have to just take him into January. See what
3 games. 3. Loads of people are saying 3 games. If Conte, with a squad that we're all very aware isn't good enough, loses 3 games on the trot, he's got to go. Come on. Give him December. Jay says, look, we've got to make a change. Something's got to change here. Change the players then. I think that's the answer, isn't it? Do you know what, though?
Yeah. That's
There's with all these great managers in the Prem now, there will be casualties. Oh, yes. There will be casualties. It's crazy, the managers now in the league, if you think about it. Like, even like Hasenhüttl, generally, everyone really, really rates.
No, they don't.
Rangnick, Klopp. Guardiola. Bielsa. He'd be good at Spurs. He'd turn it around.
No.
You'd have to do such a 180.
Conte's literally at the start of his time at Spurs.
I did a video on Monday called the Conte Effect. That's how flip-floppy we all are.
It's one game in a shitty little competition that we didn't want to be in.
Didn't want to be there anyway. Didn't want to go out with you anyway.
Yeah, and it is what it is, and we'll go up to. I think we're playing Burnley at the weekend.
You are Burnley away.
And
Exciting.
We'll get a hard-fought draw.
Okay. I do want to answer some questions from the people at some point. We have got a couple of super chats. LA24 buffet chat is going to outlast Conte. I don't think it will. I think this will have to be the last buffet chat. I'm calling it.
What more can we possibly
it's
say?
Dead.
What?
Well, I'm going to end. We're going to end it in a quite a special way, which we could do now, but let's do it a bit later on. Basically, last week you'll remember someone talking about how they went to a Toby Carvery and had a battle royale, and one of them lost and was sick. I said, he said, "I've got the video if you want it." And I think this is quote of the week from Hugo Home. Quote of the pod: James, would you like to see the video? So he said there's a video of him being sick at a Toby Carvery after a buffet, having too many plates. Flav went, "Yeah," and I went, "Of him being sick," and you went, "Yes." So we're gonna do that in this. Podcast, but I can't put it on. I can't let the people see it. It's mental. I'm not gonna put someone being sick on my channel. It's bizarre.
You are, James.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna let you watch it.
You put the man being sick. You put the man being sick on your channel. You do that. What is this? What are we doing here? If you're not putting that gold on your channel,
gold. What I was thinking would be a much more, I don't know, classy way of doing it is I'm going to show you it and allow people to see your reaction of it, and then leave it at that.
Okay.
I got sent.
Can you give it to me and I'll tweet it so people can at least see it?
Well, I don't know if the person who sent it to me wants it to be sent out to the world.
Why, look, you don't share that around willy-nilly if you don't expect it to get out. That's the way the internet works.
Do you know what's incredible? I've just noticed this. So the person, I don't know if this is his middle name or is this now a new nickname, but the guy who sent me the video is called Jake Burpman Hughes. What are the chances of that? The Burpman.
You probably don't put it on your channel, Jim, just because there's people out there that are phobic of these things. Having to do with lowering the tone.
Yeah, so we'll get your reaction. If Jake wants us to tweet it out, then we can do that.
So if someone had to pay you, how much money would it cost for you to take a picture of your own plums and send it to someone?
How much? Why are you asking me that?
I'm just curious what your price would be.
Is it exclusively plums?
Yeah, no, you're exactly. You can hide the cock, right? You just put your hand in front of the cock and you two plums.
Why are we talking about my balls all the time?
I don't know. Just tell me the price. What is it? I'm thinking 50.
Where I'm gonna send it. And it's just going out. I'm tweeting it.
You have no control about it. It's got to come to me.
Right.
I'm going to pay you. How much is it? And I can do what I want with it because I own the image.
I'd like.
What?
Am I it?
$50,000.
So, and it's just like a close-up shot of just because I can at a later date and go, they're not mine.
You can.
I can do that.
You know they are. I know they are.
Right.
So you can say what you have.
I'd want about. I'd like about. Yeah, minimum of 10k. I think.
10,000? Is that it? I thought it'd be much higher.
But I think I just make it clear that there's like no clear like features. Do you know what I mean? Because then they go, are these your balls? I go, no, not my balls. Do you know what this is like?
I go, yes, they are his balls. I've got a receipt here.
No, I do my friend Dominic Lewis's tactic on this one. I do what he would do. You know when you're in a nightclub and someone farts, right? You're in a nightclub and someone, because there's a load of blokes, someone farts, right? So everyone goes, I would always go to the taxi. I go, it wasn't me, and I want to make that very clear to the group. But because it's blaring music, I'm going. I'm going, is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Well, that is not me. That is disgusting. That is not, girls. That's not me. Right?
Girls, that's not me.
Right? So, but the dangerous thing is that you can protest too much, right? So you got to be careful with this. But my friend Dom had an unbelievable tactic. And I'm going to be honest, often it was you, Dom. Often it was him, right? Dom would do this. So Dom would just carry on dancing. And then there'd be someone going, oh, like, is that you? And I'd go, Dom, is that you? And he'd lean in and go, can't smell anything. Although, of course, he could smell it. Of course, he could smell it. So that's what I'd do with something like that. I'd go, they're not my testicles. I don't know what you're on about. I don't have testicles. That's what I'd do. And then I'd be fine. 10k. Yeah. Couple of super chats. QPR would feel embarrassed losing to them. Not joking. Probably true, because Queen's Park Rangers are essentially a Premier League club at this stage. And Peter Kelly says Bournemouth Vitality Stadium can hold the population of Moura. Do you know that?
I didn't know that. I'm glad I know that.
There you go. LA24 said Buffet Chat is going to outlast Conte. No, it won't, because I'm going to show that to Flav.
I did someone did. Yeah, show me that. I did quite like maybe a nice way to see it, the idea of buffet news around the world. The man died during a buffet.
A man died?
I think that was it, yeah.
I got so many tweets and messages about the bloke who got banned from buffets last week. I was like, where am I? You know, like, you think, oh, okay, I'm just doing a bit better for myself these days. This podcast will always bring me back. Do you know what I mean? If I was getting to start to actually have gold earrings and like a bit of bling and stuff like that, then when it gets to like the weekend and I get 50 people sending me a link to some bloke who's not available to go at a buffet anymore, I'll be like, yeah, that's good. That keeps me grounded. There is, I think we should do the moment pretty soon, actually. Where is it? Oh yeah, so BBC article. This is the Bears at 44 said this. This week deserves a mention. A Chinese food live streamer says he's been blacklisted from a grill buffet restaurant for eating too much. The man, known only as Mr. Kang, told Hunan TV. Mr. Kang, just a quick question. That he was banned from the Han Daddy Seafood Barbecue Buffet in Changsha City after a series of binges. He ate 1.5 kg of pork trotters during his first visit and 3.5 kg to 4 kg, not completely sure, of prawns on another visit.
4 kilograms of prawns.
It's impressive, isn't it? That is impressive.
I mean, that's... I'd never do that. I couldn't eat 4 kilograms of any food.
We did. There was a great moment last week. Quite a weirdly poignant moment for us. And within the 2 hours, I got sent the video of the sick and also the I think the Nigel Martin thing. So last week, I don't know if everyone remembers this, but basically, Thomas Martin, who's always very lovely in the comments, he said that he'd met Erling Haaland, and turns out he's Nigel Martin's son. We called it, didn't we? We spotted it because it's Martin spelled a bit different, isn't it, with a Y. We caught him out, and he has confirmed. Yes, I can confirm that I am Nigel Martin's son, and yes. Wonderful. I am a slug. My dad is from Cornwall, by the way. I knew it was something like that. I can also ask him to talk on the pod if you'd like. What? That feels awkward to me. What am I asking him?
Now.
What am I asking him?
Because...
You said, it'd be great. Could we get him for 5 minutes, you said?
No, I know, but that was before we went into the stories. The story time of him eating spaghetti bolognese with his massive hands, out of his hands. Go listen to it next week, last week.
Well, go listen to last week's podcast. It was mental, yeah. So we suggested that Nigel Martin was a huge fan of spag bowl eaten out of his own hands, not a bowl.
Because they're so big.
He's also a big fan of spag bowl. My mum does make a beautiful one. Also, I have to say that the story you both made is honestly the most surreal experiences of my life. Yes, apologies for that. And then as the week went on, this happened. So that is Nigel Martin.
I think that might be my proudest ever moment.
Yeah.
I quote tweeted that with an explanation of what it means, why that's important. And there's so much to it because obviously that's Nigel Martin and he's reacting to this mental story. And in a way, I hope he hasn't heard it. And then there's also the spoon in there, which is crucial because as long-standing listeners of the James and Flav for Now podcast will know that any picture that anyone sends in has to have a spoon as proof that it is indeed a genuine photograph relating to our conversation. I don't think we needed the spoon in this instance because Nigel Martin holding a bowl of spaghetti bolognese is proof enough that this is a genuine photo, but I loved it.
It's a lovely touch. It really is a lovely touch.
Amazing work, Thomas.
No cheese on the spag bowl. I think that's just more for... I might imagine they're probably just about to sit down and enjoy that. Look out! That bowl, I presume, is enormous. But look in Nigel's hands, it just looks tiny.
It looks like a tea plate, like for a cup of tea.
Yeah.
But that is a big old bowl. That's 14 inches.
Well, it's similar. It's wider than the size of Tom's face. So I think that's enough analysis on the bowl. So yeah, I mean, what I will say is, what can we achieve? What can't we achieve? Sorry, on TikTok as well. Ollie Sage, he's in the chat. He sent me this. Let me see if I just quickly find it. I probably can't. But basically, this freestyler had done this bit of skill, and then someone in the comments said, "Do it with a spoon to prove it." Like something that's got nothing to do with us. And he then did a video with him doing it with a spoon. So this is where we've got to, lads.
James, have we recreated? It's essentially a meme, right? It's
a movement.
If we created a movement that is now transcending into other places where we don't even get mentioned anymore.
Maybe.
I like the idea of that.
The if you know is going to like the next level. It's frightening.
The etymology of this, if that's the right word, is there was a girl called, what was her name? Dottie Foster? Is it?
Yeah, Dottie Foster. Yeah.
So back in the day, if you've listened to this podcast or watched this podcast for years, you'll know that back in the day we had a girl in the comments, which is not common in football media, right? Typically, the people that comment on our video aren't female. Anyway, so there was this girl, and obviously because she was pretty, I think, if I remember correctly, she would get quite a lot of attention. And which was fine, that's all fine. It was all good, positive stuff. It wasn't anything too seedy. And
yeah, we were all taking it on face value, weren't we?
Of course we were. Why wouldn't we?
Well, that's all we can do. That's all we can ever do.
Why would we think anything else? Why would someone do what they did here? And Tanvir was going. So Tanvir with Big Dog used to be on the ones and twos. He used to.
that sentence for anyone who's just watching for the first time. Tanvir was on the ones and twos. The Big Dog. There's so many
in jokes here. But there was a geezer called Tanvir who used to work with us on the show, and he said, "I give it bollocks. Like that's a catfish. She's not real. She's not." And we're like, "Of course she's. Why would anyone pretend to be a girl in the football comments?" And we said to her, "Send us a picture holding a spoon."
Yeah. Because
there's no chance she's finding this girl, whoever's series of photos he's using, as it turned out to be, could never find this girl holding a spoon, and she disappeared.
Yeah. And I bet there's someone in the chat right now who is the real Dottie Foster.
Yeah. I'd love that.
Reveal yourself.
And there's been a series of events over listening to this podcast and being a part of it where people have lied. Just lie.
I would like, if you are Dottie Foster and you're in the chat right now, it was years ago. Let's move on. Just reveal yourself.
Had any issue with you.
Just reveal yourself and prove it. Okay, prove it. So that's madness. This podcast is mad, but it's great. So thank you guys. Like, it is the weirdest and most wonderful little in joke that we've got. It's bizarre. I've got.
So there's a bloke in the comments called Football Fairy. He's just said "sup gang," just as we are. Some people going,
"Gangster."
P. Foster?
Yeah, is that you? Was it you? No, I don't think it was. I met once. Let's dive into that. If anyone's got any football questions, by the way, this is gonna be a bit of a looser one, so feel free to get your questions in. Use the little wave emoji, and we'll answer a few. We'll have a bit more football chat.
Thomas Martin is Dottie Foster.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Surely not.
Who is
Nigel Martin is Dottie Foster. Was Dottie? I can't. What's a Cornwall accent? It were me all along. Is that it? No.
Right, my liver.
Yeah. Is that it? I don't know. What is a Cornwall accent?
I mean, that's sort of Wiltshire-y.
Is it? Okay.
Doritos.
Ellis King. Yeah. Should we do a sort of what if every commenter that has ever lied had it read out on the podcast came forward? Now's the time. Come out.
Yeah.
Come out and reveal yourself. This might be real, might not be real. Let's find out. I met once. Pete Ladd. I once met the entire Blackburn squad managed by Mark Hughes in Orlando Airport in 2007. I was 6 at the time and my brother was 9. We approached David Bentley, the next big thing at the time, and asked him to sign for Liverpool. As we asked him, he began to fiddle with his very expensive Rolex on his wrist. Me being 9 at the time, I mistakenly thought he was about to give it to me. And I reached out for the watch. He was confused and just shook our hands. Afterwards, we arm wrestled Chris Samba and beat him. Looking back now, he probably let us win. Great. That's nice. That is nice.
I 100% believe that's true.
Do you think that was true?
Yeah, let us know if anyone, if you've met any famous footballers. Let us know what happened.
Should we dive into a bit of what's trending? Always a joy. Always a joy.
I am still going to get to see the kid being sick, aren't I?
Oh yeah, you'll get. Yeah, of course you will.
Okay, good.
Hey, it's okay.
I thought
You'll see it.
I thought you'd skimmed over it. Then I'm really looking forward to that.
I tell you what. Could I utilise the fact that we want to see Flav's reaction to the sick for likes? 866 people watching right now. Can we get 700 likes and I will show him the video of the guy being sick?
Get 700 likes so that I get to watch someone being sick.
Is this a high point or a low point? I think I'm pretty sure it's a low point.
I consider it a high point. I think.
Suit yourself. Right, what's trending then? What is trending right now? And yeah, get your questions in. We've got a few already. We haven't reacted really to the fact that Ollie has gone. You know, we were concerned it might be the end.
That's true. I mean, maybe this is the last.
That's why I feel like it's the perfect time for Buffet Chat to end because, enough's enough, and a bit like Ollie, it had to go. He had to go. Oh, Dele Alli's trending.
All of our players are trending. I don't know if it's because I'm. Lo Celso's been trending. Jamie O'Hara,
he's among. Well, I did want to hear your thoughts on that. Like, let down the manager, let down the fans, but don't let down Jamie O'Hara. He's devastated with the performance. It is the irony, the irony. It is a funny one. Like all of us, right? Me and you obviously never played that level, so like for all of us to go, what is this mess? Is always like there is massive irony, but somehow it feels like more of a hotspot when it's Jason Cundy or Jamie O'Hara, who played for big clubs but weren't good at those clubs.
It would always annoy me, when Jermaine Genius just comes across as if he was like a footballing god, and the way he talks about not anyone, it's Spurs, and he's like, why aren't they doing this and why aren't they doing it? And I remember you, Jermaine, being distinctly average for a long, long time. Like I'm talking 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10s. And you had a couple of good games. You're fantastic, but you weren't a brilliant footballer. But the way you talk, when there's no jeopardy, when you don't have to walk the walk anymore, you're just going to say whatever you like. And because you played the game, it comes across like you know what you're talking about. But anyone remembers him playing, you're like, well, I don't know, you couldn't do what you're saying that other players should be doing.
Yeah, and I would imagine that the players, those kind of pundits, should be going, of course they care. They're not playing well, got it, but of course they care. Like, and some of them goes, this ain't good enough for the fans, and I'm like, what? Really, Jamie? Come on.
I mean, in a way, the fans deserve absolutely nothing. All they did is choose to support the team. They're doing nothing. They're sitting and I guess if you're paying, they deserve something, especially if you're paying the prices. But fundamentally, the fans, all fans, some fans deserve it a little bit less than others, don't they?
Yes.
Is that a fair thing to say?
I think that's
like, fair. I think the fans in the ground against Mura yesterday, they probably deserved it the most because they went all the way over to Slovenia, and they have the right to be aggrieved. But the vast majority of the fans are just sort of sitting there watching.
Yeah.
Hoping that it goes all right.
They shouldn't wear a Spurs shirt again, in my opinion.
All of them? How's that going to work?
Said Jamie.
How's that going to work?
Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine if those cliches were actually taken literally. All of those ones. Get your best cliches that we can actually like really go down that road. Like that's so right. Okay, so none of those players should play the shirt. So that means you put in the youth team because none of them played, and they're going to do even worse, aren't they? Jamie, silly boy. But he's trending. God bless him.
What do you think happens to Dele Alli? He doesn't return from this, does he? I mean, what? He hasn't.
Who were the worst? Who were the biggest culprits last night then?
I mean, the thing is, not every one of them need to hang their head in shame. The players came hang their head in shame. You should be ashamed. The players that came on, they did all right. Even with 10 men, we were getting back into it. And you should, like Tottenham with 10 men should be beaten aside that level. But we started to control the game. We scored, and then obviously the breakaway and scored in the last minute. So I guess the subs coming on couldn't do any more than they did. But the problem is for Dele Alli especially. Sorry, hang on a sec. Dele Alli especially. He's got nothing to fall back on. No good grace to fall back on.
Yeah, he's got no credit left.
He's been so poor, and it just looks. I don't know. It just. Do you remember? I have been banging this drum for a long time that he's overrated and not as good as people think. And
sorry, I'm now taking every phrase literally. So, like you just said, I've been banging the drum. I imagine you in your house. He's got to go. He's not as good as he used to be.
Got to go.
Oh no! This is. I know where this goes. This is like Samisms. We're going to take everything literally now. Shit. Go on. Sorry.
No, that's it really.
Can't use any phrases now.
It's just not good enough.
Shame.
And he needs to go. He needs a fresh start for his own career. And the thing is, I don't know where he goes. I don't know who buys him. Who they were talking about PSG last January, but he doesn't go there, does he? So what? Tell me what club Dele Alli would fit into in the Premier League. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just wondering what you think.
Could be a cheeky little abroad move, couldn't it?
Yeah, but
might be good for
about
him.
About the Premier League. What?
We'll take him when we go up. We are fourth in the league. Is everyone aware of that? Just to be clear.
Oh, did you win again the other night?
Did we win it? Yeah, big time. I interviewed Ilias Chair yesterday actually as well at the training ground, which is good. It was amazing. He was great. He won goal a month. He's a bowler. Sorry.
You go to QPR's training ground.
Yeah.
When you just walking in, going, I'm getting paid to do this. This is unbelievable.
Do you know what was amazing, right? And I said it on my Instagram.
Time now.
No, I was just like, "Where's my tea? Where's my rider?" No, I obviously didn't do that. What was great was like my first job when I was doing the opportunity was reporting on the youth team, and there was a bit of scaffolding that I used to have to climb up and film the games, the youth team, and it's still there. And so I was like, "We did
have a little climb up."
No, yeah. Just 1 minute, I'll be back.
For old time's sake.
No, but I did obviously saw it, and then I was like, chatting to our QPR's number 10. It was lovely, lovely little moment for me.
Did you see any other players just milling around?
Luke Amos was there, who should be at Spurs really, dominating the midfield. He'd actually be great for you, but he's had problems with injuries. He's just come back. He scored the winner against Huddersfield in midweek. We look like we're good enough, certainly for the playoffs, Flav. Can I just say that?
Yes.
Yeah. We got injuries at the moment. We're still just okay, well, we'll just pass the ball forever then until you get poured goal. Happy days. Mate, honestly, playoffs. Surely. Anyway, let's ask a couple of questions because we've got some hands up here. Who needs to go from the Spurs squad in January? Now, I don't want a long answer on this, Flav. I just want names. Just give me a list.
Dele Alli. At this moment, I would just sell Dele Alli.
Interesting. Just the one.
We need players. We need Matt Doherty, Sanchez. Roden probably needs a loan.
We'll have him. Pinkish Panther said, this is the quote, "They shouldn't be allowed near the club after that performance." What do they want to do? Restraining order? I mean, that's not going to be good for training, is it? What else we got here? Would an owl make a great pet? Great question, James. Thank you for that. Would an owl make a great pet? No, it wouldn't. I don't think, because you won't get any sleep.
They are
in the evenings, aren't they?
Wondrous creatures, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. If slugs were to...
Someone, just put it in in the comments. Just reading as they were going there. Dele Alli to Everton. Smell that stinks of a move, innit? Stinks of it.
If you're an Everton fan, you'd be like, no, not again, not another one. Because Everton and West Ham were the two, where he's good, but he's not, he's not that level. I don't know where he goes. He needs to get out of there. It's not working, is it? It's
pronto.
not working. Yeah.
Sam Wilkes says, "Do I rate Roden?" There are lots of Spurs fans out there that want to see Roden in the team. I purely think that's based on the fact that he hasn't fucked up yet. We don't know anything about him.
That's so true. That happens all the time, isn't it? You kind of just look to it's Donny van der Beek, isn't it? It's like, well, he hasn't played yet,
But get him in.
Get him
Surely
in.
he'll do something.
He'll sort it out.
These managers, Rodon's played under 3 managers at Spurs now, and he hasn't been given a shot, and they watch him every day. So maybe while he has talent, he's 24. He should be in that team if he's good enough. Maybe
Good question from Matthew Sargent here, Flav. Any chance of Delhi having a Lingard-like resurgence? Oh, Newcastle. It's a shout.
What if he went to Newcastle?
Or West Ham, I guess he could go to West Ham. I don't think Moyes would want him, would he? He's not a Moyes player, is he?
I don't think. Why would they? They don't at this stage. They don't need him.
Yeah. Top 4 side.
Honestly, I can't see it. I can't see him having a resurgence like Lingard has. I think Lingard always had pace, didn't he? And I'm not going to reduce Billy Ali's football abilities purely because he doesn't run very fast. But I don't know. I can't see it. I hope so because I don't give a shit.
Fair enough. 286 likes. Still need loads more if we want to see Flav react to a boy being sick. If that doesn't make it quote to the pod, I don't know what will. Power moves. I need a week off of Samisms. They're too rife. But a couple of power moves I don't mind. Mike Potter. So if those of you don't know, it's just stolen from Hamish and Andy. And power move is where you assert dominance in any kind of situation. Power move, Mike Potter. I regularly see my housemate perform mundane tasks like doing the washing up and take a second to ask him to do it. So the consensus is that he's doing it because I've asked him to do so.
That's wicked.
It's really good.
Please do that.
You got to kind of wait. You want to get them sort of halfway through, so they are totally committed to the gig. But you go, are you all right to do the washing? Thank you. Thanks for that. That's good. I like that. Good power move. Oh, that would really wind up fam.
Yeah.
Jot that down. Andy, power move. When saying goodbye to family or friends and the time comes to hug, hold your arms out wide, smile broadly while remaining stationary and wait for the other person to move in. Accept the hug. Embrace them firmly and give them a couple of pats on the back to call time. Good. Are you a hugger?
I hug everybody all the time. Literally.
Yeah, you are quite
it's my favourite thing. My family, my brothers and that, we're quite affectionate. Like, not affectionate, not like knocking each other off or anything, but we're just like...
I don't think anyone would think of that,
but yeah, just a kiss on the cheek and stuff. I think sometimes whenever I see my brothers, I give them a kiss on the cheek, and I don't know if that is normal, but yeah, that's the way we embrace each other. Same with my dad as well. I always give him a kiss on the cheek. So I am a hugger. I love it. It's really good feeling, isn't it? There's nothing better than
I love hugging.
getting in there. Oh.
Yeah, as a smaller man, if you can find a big man to hug you, you just get.
I've been hugged by a True Geordie. That is wonderful.
That is lovely.
You just disappear inside him. He just.
Nope.
I don't know where that came from, but you just when
that's a surprise. I would have thought it'd be the other way around.
Yeah, 100% would be the other way around.
If Geordie was gay, and then it got to that bit, because I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a gay. Not obviously, but I'm not a gay man. Just to be clear. There's a moment where you got to explain, who's top or bottom or what your preferences are, or you get to the bed and you just know. But if it was Geordie, and then he just went, took the position, you'd be like, what?
Yeah,
that'd be mad.
But I would say, you go, I want to be bottom, and then I would go, I don't want to be bottom, but I don't feel comfortable with you being bottom, so I'm just going to be bottom, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, what I meant was, there's much purer than that, is that when True Geordie hugs you, you disappear into his arms, and you feel that's the safest place on earth at that moment.
Yeah.
I'm not little, but just get in there.
Okay. Lovely. Really nice. I like it at the end of a long night when you're really drunk and you just go boom. Oh, lovely. Not True Geordie, any large man, tall man. You know what I mean. Power move. Oh no, we don't know one. Robbie Holmes. Power move. Oh, here actually, what I did. The reason I asked you is that Fam asked me this week. Do you know anyone who doesn't like hugging? And I was like, I do. And it was our former colleague Craig. He just didn't like to be touched, did he?
Didn't like to be physically touched in any way. It was, you could see the panic in his eyes when you went towards him.
Sorry, just Sam Wilkes. It said bottom chat to replace buffet chat.
Saw that. Yeah. I'm not sure where we go from where we did really, but
yeah, Craig doesn't like any. I'd be intrigued to know if there's anyone in the chat that just doesn't like to be touched not in a sexual way, as in like any kind of affection. Just get away from me. Why?
This is quite good. This doing it live because it's just you can react to what's being said in the chat, which makes things really easy. But Matt L has put his hand up and says, "How far could Adama Traore throw a living trout?"
Well, I think I'd need to see him throw once before, because you can have the biggest biceps in the world. If you haven't got the technique, you're just not going to be throwing a trout anywhere. Also, aren't trouts slippery? And he's got all his baby oil on his hands. I think he'd struggle.
You grab the trout by its tail and use the weight of it.
Is it dead?
No, living.
I think he's going to struggle. He's got baby oil on his hands all the time, hasn't he? He's got slippery hands. No chance. I don't think void. I don't think he even throws it. It just blow up every time. Interesting. Rebecca Cully says, I reckon if James and Flav had a relationship, Flav would be the bottom.
I wouldn't. Why can't you just take it in turns? Why does one person have to just get buggered? I don't understand it.
Yeah,
and it's a great question. It's something that I've asked.
Imagine you. Okay. So what we do? We can say right. Shall we? Yeah, that's okay. Set timer for 3 minutes.
Go on then, Jim. Sure, go.
Beep 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 beep. Come on then.
Get round.
Oh. Set timer for 3.5 minutes. No, it's 3 minutes each.
3 minutes. I'm nearly finished. You're going to make me get off. This is outrageous.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, no, but how long have we got? Because this is going to go on forever. Because if we swap now, that's another 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Set the timer. Set the time for a minute and a half.
Basically,
set the time for a minute. All right, minute.
I'm looking at the timer, and it's getting to about 2.5 minutes, and I'm really going at it. Try and finish before the 3 minutes is up.
Yeah, the phone's sort of kept there, just to the front, to the right, so you can both see it.
We're both looking at it. We're both looking at it. Brilliant.
1 minute left.
I've got a question. I've got a question there, Jim.
Yeah.
I've asked it, and I've never been given a satisfactory response from a gay man. Who knows? Right, in Brokeback Mountain, why was Jake Gyllenhaal immediately the bum E?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It was written in the script, but, yeah.
And is that something that happens in gay culture? Is that that the bottoms give off a scent?
Well, who knows? Let us know. Let us know down below.
There must be gay men in the chat. 100%. Let us know.
Yeah. Can someone answer that? Robbie Holmes, power move. When you get wiped out in a 5-a-side, just don't react at all. Just get up, stare them down, and walk away. You will have the free reign of the pitch from there on. Yeah, that's good.
You think?
I had a bit of a mare on the. It was a hashtag charity match this week. But what really happened? The hashtag charity match is the title that we should have done for this one. I forgot. By mistake, the ball was kind of going to the side, and I sort of nudged Alex, and he went flying into the wall. And I was like, oh no. And I was like, oh yeah, we're on camera, aren't we?
Did you apologise?
Yeah, profusely. As soon as I could. And he was great. He was good for it. But yeah, that was embarrassing. I also got rainbow flicked, which is sad.
You, when you get on the pitch, you turn into a different beast, do you, James?
Thank you. Yeah, which doesn't really work in a charity game, which is a shame because it's supposed to be all trivial.
So what really happened at the Spencer?
I'll tell you what really happened. Some of the people, no one will say this, but it was ripe. The smell was, I mean, people playing for hours. Influencers, many an influencer honked. and rightly so. You know,
they're human beings.
I did meet Cal the Dragon. Will Brazier in the house. I did meet Cal.
I know that guy. That guy. He's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Is he on the wind up?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. He's not.
No, so he takes himself seriously.
Yeah. So, because do you know what though? I didn't, because you don't ask if someone knows you or not. But he said hello. So he's doing a little bit of commentary or like an interview, and I was off to the side of him, and then he like came up to me and, "Oh, hiya, how you doing?" And I was like, I didn't want to ask, right. So I just sort of went with it, and we had a chat for a second. I asked him how many goals he was going to score. He said 5. And I was like, and he did score, and he did score 5, if not more.
His self-belief is unreal.
But do you know what? He's better out pitch. There, I said it. He's better out pitch than he is in goal. I feel.
How would you? I'm conscious now because if he knows you, he might watch this. So I'm not going to say anything mean. So
good.
Why would I?
Yeah.
What?
Well navigated.
If he takes himself seriously, the garden pot challenge, the World Cup and the garden he has, that's not. He knows that's funny, right?
You'd have to ask him. I don't know. But all I do know is he scored.
Get him on.
I mean, Cal, if you are watching this, mate,
we would absolutely love you to come on this because I've got so many very well placed and sensitive questions that absolutely are fine and not. This isn't a trap.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and if that doesn't convince you, I don't know what will.
Yeah, this isn't a trap. Trust me.
Yeah. No, he was good. He played in the sort of like right wing role, scored a couple of screamers. And do you know what I really appreciated? When he missed one, he was gutted. And it's a 24-hour game. The score was like 900, like, or something, whatever. You know, there was hundreds of goals, and he'd miss a chance. Oh no. I was like, no. It's all right, Cal. You'll score another one in a minute.
Because you're playing for hours.
He was good, yeah. Nice little touch. Scored a few with the outside of his boot. Good player. Yeah. But it was a good event. And actually, I did Dream Teams with Spencer, and I'm not sure it went into everyone's sub box. So if you want to check that out, there's also a link to still donate to his Movember thing. So get involved. Last power move. Daniel Gardner. I remember one time when I was at a service station and my bladder was about to burst. So when I walked into the room, I just went to the first urinal I saw. However, I didn't notice that this urinal was placed with a direct eye line with the door. Now, this is rare, isn't it? But this can occasionally happen where you're weeing and the door's open, there's like a little window that people can see through the door, which is something you don't normally think about too much. So I had inadvertently decided to make eye contact with everyone that came into the bathroom. When the first person walked in, I noticed how weird it was, but I also felt incredibly powerful in the situation. It's a rush in which I missed, but not one I look for. So he likes to stare out new people coming into the toilet when he's having a wee.
Fucking weird. That's like, you can get beaten up and stuff like that. It's the other ones at festivals, and you go to there's like troughs, isn't there, where you piss. And you're standing, obviously, because they need to maximise the space. Your eye line is directly in front of the bloke in front of you, standing there. And it's just bizarre that everyone's just got their willies in their hands, even though it's a completely natural thing. But you look at them, and what face? If you catch someone's eye, what do you do?
Why are you catching that? Why? There's no excuse to catch someone's eye unless you really.
There's so many eyes around. You can't not. It's easy to accidentally look up and look someone in the face.
You look up or you look down, don't you?
Yeah, that is.
There should be no horizontal movement of your head. It's up or down.
Sometimes you just have a little look around. Like you might be there for a while. You might have had a few beers, and you're just looking around. I'm not gonna.
Right. Congratulations. Right. Sometimes I'll say.
I'll go like this.
Solid. Right. I want to move on.
Solid.
Yeah. Not literally. I want to move this on a bit. The power moves. So here we go. So Lubac said this a couple of weeks ago. I think a power move should be recognised by everyone involved as such. If you just end up thinking the person is a douchebag, it's not a power move. Okay? So then Kelfla Sunt said underneath, it closely links in with another favourite of mine, taking the moral high ground. The best power moves often involve taking the moral high ground because then you can't be criticised for doing it. Ended up in some all-powerful godlike state. So what I would like now is, are there any power moves that also give you the moral high ground? That is what I would like in the comments this week, if possible.
Okay.
We are running out of time. I'll quickly give you one or two things that make you go, I've only got two, actually, this week. Although we had loads.
Have we got any comments of the week and stuff like that?
We've got a few, but yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't grabbed by the comments this week. I'll be honest.
Oh.
Yeah, that's about. Yeah, those I've read them both out.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
Do
No,
not do better.
Big Jim. No, Big
No,
Jim.
no,
Laughable?
not this week. No.
Nothing made you
No.
laugh.
No,
No.
afraid not. Things that make you go, Morgan Davenport. Things that make you go, A couple of years ago, I had a university seminar and I had to do some group work with 4 people who I'd never met before. We were asked to open some documents for the session, and in an effort to integrate myself into the group, I volunteered to open them on my laptop. I got my laptop out of my bag, opened it up, and put my password in, only to be greeted by a woman's legs akimbo on a pop-up from a porn website. The rest of the session, I remained quiet, with my group undoubtedly thinking I'm a pervert. I didn't go to another seminar in the next 2 years.
You got to own that, though, haven't you? If you actually get caught,
so tough, isn't it? How'd you get out of that one? You can't get out of it. You cannot get out of it. Bloody pop-ups. Love Jasmine, yeah.
Love Jasmine, yeah.
That's what he should have done, shouldn't he? If it was another bloke in the group, you take him down with you. You go live Jasmine, yeah, to him then straight in that moment, yeah. and he would have laughed.
What? What
do you mean? Like, what's the
Sorry?
Huh?
I don't know what that.
I love Jasmine.
Did you see the There's this thing on TikTok where.
Fucking hell, Morgan.
What?
I'm having one after this pod. I don't need that.
What he's having? He's not one out after the pod. I'll rate it, Morgan. You do you. Go and get it.
Get the gravy.
There was the go and get the gravy. There's this thing on TikTok, and it was like a talent show, and this kid had a drum, and he drummed the intro of like on Pornhub, and that's it, and the whole place went fucking crazy. It's fucking well funny.
Oh dear. Taran Chatha, who we banned a couple of weeks ago, and he had problems with the buffet because he's in a wheelchair. He said, "I've decided it's time to share one of my most embarrassing memories from school."
You didn't ban him from being in a wheelchair.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I banned him because of I can't even remember what I banned him for. Unbanned. There you go. As some of you, so one of my most embarrassing memories from school. As some of you may know, I am a wheelchair user. More specifically, an electric wheelchair user. Now, onto the story. It was a rainy lunchtime in year 8. I was stood with my friends on the yard, and one of my mates pushed a girl that was with us in a playful manner. However, due to the rain, she slipped more than my mate intended. That is when chaos ensued. I was directly behind the girl. She was wearing her jacket unzipped. Her jacket got caught. So I think this is like the bottom of her jacket, I think. Oh, she's got her jacket on, obviously. Her jacket got caught on my joystick. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm referring to the thing I used to move my wheelchair. My chair was on full speed because I'm a skilled driver. And she proceeded to get dragged around the concrete yard as her jacket was well and truly stuck, and I simply could not get it off. The nightmare eventually ended when we hit the ditch between the yard and the school field, leaving her with a broken wrist.
Oh.
And me with a considerable amount of trauma.
That's not your fault, though.
It's not your fault. No, that isn't.
Fault.
That's just bad luck, innit? That is just bad luck. Active and Blind, you know him. Tim, isn't it?
Yeah, Blind Tim.
Yeah, he said he had a little bit of buffet chat. We'll show. I will show Flav the video in just a second. Did we get to 800?
No, we got to 400.
400. Final push. Can we get to 800 likes? 1,000 people watching right now. Just hit the button for me.
You asked for 700 before.
What did I? Yeah, all right, 700. I'll take it. Where are we? So Active and Blind said, I know you want buffet talk done. I hope this makes it worthwhile. So listening to my handicapped brother a few weeks back and his difficulties at a buffet reminds me of my own challenges being blind, especially hard judging proper portion size and quantity. This, though, is one of the benefits of horrible vision. I can add a small family's portion of something I want a lot of, and when my wife makes a disapproving comment about how much I took, I can always play dumb, pretending I didn't know exactly what I was doing.
Can't see the food. Can't see it.
What do you want me to do? Very few benefits to blindness. I'll take the wins where I can, he says. So that's nice. So buffet chat, look, Ollie's gone. Buffet chat he's got to go, hasn't it?
It's over.
It's got to go. But so last week we were talking about the Toby Carvery. And the guy said he had a video, and the video is with us. I saw this. I got sent this just before I was about to go to sleep. So I was in bed with fam, and I started laughing. And she went, "What?" And I went, "Don't worry about it." She went, "No." And then obviously they go, "No, go on."
Yeah.
I was like, and I told her. She's like, "What do you do?" She said, "What do you do?" I think. What do you do? Anyway.
Yeah, I do think like my dad so my dad's just moved down here, right? And we had to get a new phone, basically. Long story, but anyway, he was looking at me and going, "You just don't like work. You don't like work, do you? What's it like retiring 40?" And I was like, "I am not retiring." Doesn't understand it at all. I wish I didn't have to do anything at all. But yeah, it's just so. And but when I'm about to, part of my job effectively is to watch someone who's eaten too much Toby Carvery then throw up.
Yeah,
he got a point. It's not really work.
I'm just doing what my producers told me to do. That's essentially
I just need to see the video.
So Vorapret says, put the video on Patreon. That feels fairer. I think we can do that. We're going to put it on Patreon.
You want to see someone being sick?
Oh yeah, you
do that for
yeah.
£4 a month.
Yeah, but you'll have to pay. We obviously do a mailbag each week as well. We spoke about #United, the charity thing, in a lot more detail on the mailbag this week. So it is. I think it's good, and it's pretty cheap. Links in the description. Anyway, let's bloody do this. I'm going to Flavcam. And here we go. Let's just make our way there.
Can I talk through it? Should I explain?
Feel
what
free.
Can we get sound?
I think it's on. Yeah, I think we can do sound. I think it's on a loop. Right.
It's on a loop, brilliant. Oh! Oh! Oh my god! It doesn't even look. It doesn't even look like food. That is disgusting. Why? Oh my god, that is disgusting.
He puts his hands over his eyes.
Why? He's so ashamed. It's like he's been caught in a porno that he didn't know what was happening. He just goes like this.
It's only like a 3-second clip. But
that's terrible, mate. What's the guy's name?
I paused it halfway there. That is horrific.
It looks like I don't want to describe it in too much detail, but that is revolting. It's like.
Let me. So this is at 1 second. We got a frame by frame. Let's get a 2-second one.
He's eaten so much Toby Carvery that he's literally, and his mates, like God bless him, filming it because that's what you do.
Yeah, straight on it.
All right, I don't want to see that anymore. I'm starting to feel a little bit sick.
Yeah,
I've watched it about 12 times.
Don't you stop. So there you have it. Football.
Yeah,
podcast.
I don't think that should be shared.
Yeah, I'm not sure it should either. Well, we'll see what they say. We need permission.
And that's been in, like, by the looks of that, that's been in him for a while because it's not, and he has chewed it up because it.
Oh, it's just mush, isn't it?
It's just mush. It's not like he hasn't.
I think the message is, by all means, get the gravy, but just be careful how much you get. Okay.
I think that's a great way. That is a fantastic way to end buffet chat. So it's been emotional. You know, it's been.
So it's quite poignant, actually. Really, you know, we've spoken about beating the buffet, but often the buffet can beat you, and this is how it ends. And I think this is how it should end. But that was funny.
God bless. Who's the guy's name?
It's Jake is the person who sent the video, but I think it's his mate. I don't know what his name is, and he probably doesn't want his name. So
the best bit is the shame. It's the don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Right. Deal Jesus says, "What is success for Conte?" No, too late. That boat's there. That boat's gone. Right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. I'm going to be back live on the channel at 4 p.m. talking about Ralph Rangnick and doing a bit of a Chelsea Man United preview. So come and check that out if you want to. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you